These came out of a slip casting mold, but they were not slip cast. Everyone thinks that the slip casting molds are for slip because that's kind of the whole point, right? But slip casting may not fit every studio situation. It can be messy, it ties up the molds. It can take much longer to dry and clean. But with this method of production, you don't have to worry about any of that. I'm gonna shoot for 3/8 of an inch for this pot because I want it to be sturdy and thick. Okay, as you can see, this is a nice thickness. This is 3/8 now. This is what we need for that big pot. I'm gonna go ahead and compress this and I'm gonna show you what happens next. So being this is a circle, we're gonna have some folds. So we're gonna cut those out. Once you drape it in here and you think you have it really good. So once you have it seated, we're not stretching, we're just pushing. You're going in a round container like this, obviously. You're gonna have a little flap here. So we're gonna come in and do a little surgery. Now we can knit this together. So we see where it's naturally tearing anyway. So we're gonna take a little bit more of that out. We're going to score this, but you don't necessarily have to slip because this clay is very wet. If your clay is super dry, then you will have to slip as well. You will need to make the slip from this clay. So on this, we're gonna do both sides. So anywhere that it needs to be knitted together needs to be roughed up a little bit. Now we're gonna take this off. If you don't have a mold like this, but you want to make one of these jugs or flower pots or whatever you want to do with it, follow along because in the next couple of videos here, I'm going to show you how to make this mold. So you can take any of your tools and we're going to lay it flat and you're going to cut along the edges. Now here's where you're going to see how good you are by how thick or thin this turns out to be. We're going to stay off of our mold because you don't want to scratch the mold up and ruin the mold. Stay on the clay. Going to slip and score edges and set this piece aside and do the other half. And we are going to make some slip to put these two halves together. Okay, just take a little bit of this clay, put some water in it, make a thin slip. Now we're going to come and we're going to put this slip along these edges. Now this is going to dry on you more than likely before you get all the way around it. That's okay. It's done its job. It's moistened the edges so they go together. Now these have been slipped and scored, so now we're going to put them together. This one is large enough that we're going to be able to put our hands in here with the rib, and we're going to smooth out the seam together. If your mold is too small for that, they do make tools, and I actually bought one and I can't find it, but it kind of looks like a wooden hook and you can put it in there to do your work for you. But for this video, we're gonna go ahead and do it by hand. You can see the seam right here. It is just almost invisible. Keep going around and around and pressing and just making sure that the seam disappears. So these two kinds of molds is more likely what you have. This is gonna be small to medium, but it's not gonna, you're not gonna be able to get your hand all the way in there to knit the seams together. This one is just gonna be too small. You may be able to get part of it with a tool, but we're gonna use this as a press mold. Just gonna take a chunk of clay, make sure there's no big seams in it. So smooth it out first. Okay, so then we're gonna lay it on here and we're gonna use it as a press mold. We are going to start at one end and go to the other so we have less of a chance of getting air bubbles in here. Now that I think it's all in there, we're going to remove the clay, the excess clay on the side. Do not go in and don't at an angle this way. It needs to be straight as across, as straight as you can get it. Okay, so once this is pressed in, we're gonna do the same thing. I've already dug it out in the middle. We're gonna score it and then put it together. You should get some resistance. You should have put enough on the edges that you get resistance. Okay, so the back came off really good. Nope, there it goes. Now you clean this up just like you would a regular mold, and you did not need to use slip. It's so hard to get good help, so when you do, you gotta take advantage of it. Oh, look!
Pretty.
You got birds. We're going to lay clay in here, not pinch and put it in here because there's too much detail on something like this, and then we're going to put this together. To start in the center and work out to make sure that we do not stretch and there's no air pockets left. Now we're going to put them together. Twisted it just a little bit. And let's see what we got. Now we didn't use any slip for this. We got a really great gargoyle, solid gargoyle. We're going to come back, of course, and we're going to clean it up. Any sort of little imperfections or whatever, we're going to take those off and set it up to dry. Now, you can see on the outside of this jug, the seams from where we put it together, and that's okay. We know that. We expected that. So now we're just going to take our soft rib, or medium to soft rib, put our hands on the inside, and then come back and just smooth it out. And then when we take the bottom part out, this will be firmer, because we're going to cut this off. This will be firmer, so when we turn it upside down, we'll be able to remove any seams that will be down here. Okay, we're going to let this sit up for a few more minutes, and then we're going to pull it out of the bottom. So once you pull it out, if you have any imperfections where the seams were, you can go back and you can smooth all this back out. You can put your hand marks on it. It's going to look handmade because it is. We're just using molds in a different way is all. You definitely got hand marks on the inside too. So I'm going to smooth this out, and if you can see right here where the little fold was, let me see if I can show you right here where the little fold was. Put a little pressure on the inside and just smooth it out. You can get rid of that seam a little better now that it's out of the mold as well. I let this mold sit for around 20 minutes in front of just a little fan, nothing major. Okay, so what's the verdict? I'm gonna say yes on this if I want nice thick walls, a good solid piece with like a lot of weight to it, because that's really difficult to get with slip. It's really easy when you use this method. I'm gonna say no if I'm doing high volume, like especially production volume like I do over here, like, you know, 80 to 100 molds a day. There's no way I could do this. It's too labor intensive. I guess the question would be, does this replace slip casting? No. I think it gives you more options though, especially if you don't like slip casting or if you can't do it for some reason. This is a great alternative. But if you'd like to learn slip casting, check out this video right here at Slip Casting 101, and I'll see you over there.